that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars, because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, when I left going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we're going to talk about what do the drug boats and the Hells Angels have in common. They're trying to take some clubhouses. There's a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about 3 major cases today. So buckle your seatbelts. It's about to get real. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. We got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of craziness going on. We're going to get into it. So, let me give a couple of shout outs before we get started. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate everything you do for this channel. Make sure you check out Patreon. We got a lot of exclusive content over there you can't get anywhere else. You have to go to Patreon to check it out. We got a bunch of videos on members. I just uploaded some. We got a new series that's dropping. It's stories from the pen. So people hit me up from prison. I listen to their stories. I turn it into a video, and I'm going to put it out for you guys. They're about 25 to 30 minutes long each. Each person has a crazy story. So we start that one off this week. That's going to be dropping. We got a lot of really good content on the way for you guys. Black Legionnaire, how you doing? Thank you for getting a membership. I appreciate it. If you can't see, we upgraded a little bit. You know, we used to do the green screens before and all that, but now we're going to go back to it. We're going to start doing green screens and putting video in back of it. It's going to be good. Wait till you see the pre-recorded videos. We're upgrading the cameras, everything. The studio's getting a whole new overhaul. So putting in that work. 81 Canada's pretty serious. I know a lot of them see what's going on in Ontario and might think that they're weak, but that's not the case. I definitely agree with you. Listen, all this craziness that's going on with the Hells Angels over there, it's only with a certain few. It's not the club as a whole. They're very serious guys. They're well respected. Don't mistake these certain individuals for the whole club, because it's definitely not that. There's a lot of great guys that are a part of the Hells Angels, and we don't want you guys to think that that is the whole majority of the club, because there's a lot of stand-up individuals that are still a part of that club, and that's what it's based on, like a strong male person, you know, that holds values. And times are changing a lot, but I mean, there's still a lot of really good people that are a part of every club, every motorcycle club. And the sad part is that if it wasn't for the cuts that they have on, they would probably be friends, most of these guys. And that's the sad part. And they will never get to experience that until they're probably out of the club. And, you know, some people get mad that I interview some people that are out bad. Hey, that's too bad. When you're out bad, I'll interview you too. You know what I'm saying? I interview people that are still in the club. I interviewed national presidents. I've interviewed all kinds of people that are out, people that are in. It doesn't matter. But when you're out bad, I'll interview you too, you know? So you can't be mad about that. Rah, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Road Dog, what's good? Much love and respect. Shout out to you. Michael, how are you? Corey, how you doing? Coming from Surrey, British Columbia. Shout out to you, man. Black Legionnaire got a membership. Thank you. Appreciate that. Go check out the memberships. There's a lot of really good content. I'm a guest to 81 here. Sydney. Shout out to Sydney. Shout out to everybody over there in Australia. They are great people. I met a lot of really good people from there. So just like he said, don't mistake certain individuals' actions for the whole club, because it's not that. A lot of times in the news, they'll try to make it seem like the whole club is about that or just like that, like they're all involved with criminal activity. That's just not the case. And we're going to talk about that today because there's a lot of implications going on. They've been throwing it out there that these boats that are getting caught, right? They're getting blasted out of the water down there in Venezuela and in the ocean, that they are connected to the Hells Angels up there in Canada. That's what they're saying. They're saying that these boats have a connection to the Canadian Hells Angels and that they're funneling fentanyl into the U.S. So they're labeling them a domestic terrorist group or a foreign terrorist group, domestic terrorist group, and they're going after them. So if you guys don't know, they are trying to seize clubhouses over there in Canada. That's pretty wild. And 3 of them are under attack right now, if you guys aren't aware. We're going to talk about 3 different stories today. So, the Trump administration debuts Fentanyl Free America plan as DEA touts impact of Caribbean boat strikes. Let me see. I'm going to have you guys watch this video. We're going to watch this video together. If it'll ever play.
There are a million ways to lose.
Right after this is over, I'll play it. All right, here we go.
A Fentanyl Free America unveiling plans for what he calls a Fentanyl Free America. Tonight we talk about the effort in an exclusive interview with the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration. Correspondent David Spont has our report.
A Fentanyl Free America. The new ad campaign officially launched today by the Drug Enforcement Administration.
There's no doubt that these traffickers, these foreign terrorists, are designated to target our kids.
Fox News sat down exclusively with DEA Administrator Terry Cole, who says the new campaign is aimed at young kids, teachers, family, police officers, to educate them not only about fentanyl, but where it originates, the cartels who are reaching young kids.
They're using social media platforms. When you walk through the first floor of DEA,
can you hear it?
There are close to 5,000 pictures of kids that have lost their lives to this poison.
From fentanyl to cocaine.
5,000 pictures of kids that have lost their lives.
Strikes, defense officials say, have killed more than 50 people on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean. He says the strikes are driving up the costs for the cartels.
When cocaine arrives to the Dominican Republic, it's now more expensive. When cocaine arrives to Puerto Rico, it is more expensive.
He's also closely watching the northern border of the United States. He says an infamous motorcycle gang is behind some of the trafficking there.
The Hells Angels are controlling a good portion of the drug trafficking in Canada.
Northern or southern border, Cole says his eyes remain on the cartels.
They will continue to ship this poison. Remember, these are foreign designated terrorist organizations that are hell-bent on killing American citizens.
And according to the DEA, in 2023, roughly 76% of all pills tested contained lethal doses of fentanyl. Today, that number is 29%, But Brett, DEA officials want to see that number drop even more.
Big story. David, thank you.
That's crazy. That is insane. Now, if them going after these groups is a crazy situation, if they designate the Hells Angels a terrorist organization, that's going to have huge ripple effect all over the world, basically, because then they're going to go after them with different types of laws, like laws that are designated for terrorists. And that's just insane because it changes the game. It's not like it's like a local police going after them anymore. So it says here, the DEA warns the Hells Angels' influence over drug trafficking in Canada is fueling the flow of dangerous narcotics, especially fentanyl, into the United States. The DEA officials told the news that the biker gang controls significant share of the cross-border drug movement, intensifying America's fentanyl crisis. As part of a new Fentanyl Free America initiative, the agency is targeting both supply chains and public awareness. Inside the DEA headquarters, there's nearly 5,000 photos of young victims that they lost to fentanyl that line the walls in the rooms, made for thousands more. We are creating a space for them, DEA officials said, underscoring the growing toll of the deadly drug trade. So what are your thoughts on this? I want to know what you guys think of this situation with them targeting the Hells Angels, possibly other motorcycle clubs, for being part of the problem and not part of the solution. What do you guys think? And they are taking clubhouses. They're trying to seize clubhouses up there in Canada. BC government files lawsuits to seize 3 alleged Hells Angels clubhouses. British Columbia director of civil forfeiture wants to seize 3 clubhouses from the Hells Angels, claiming the properties in Surrey, Mission, and Pitt Meadows were used for motorcycle club to carry out unlawful activities, including drug trafficking and murder. The director filed a lawsuit in BC Supreme Court on Wednesday, saying Surrey Clubhouse is owned by 2 defendants who have allegedly allowed the property to be used by the club since 2018. The lawsuit says the Mission Clubhouse is owned by a numbered company, while that Pitt Meadows property is owned by Haney Farms Ltd., a company directed by 2 alleged Hells Angel chapter members. The lawsuit says the Hells Angels is a criminal organization with global presence and reputation for violence, with members committing crimes for organization's benefit, including drug trafficking, murder, and extortion. The defendants have not filed a response to the lawsuit. 3 clubhouses seized. Public Safety Minister Nina Krieger says BC is finding ways to take away assets from gangs and strip them of their criminal profits. Organized crime has no place in BC, and our government has been working with focus and resolve to go after gangs and remove the profits from their criminal activities, she said in a statement. The lawsuit follows the success forfeiture bid for the Hells Angels Clubhouse in Nanamino, Vancouver, and Tijuana in 2023. Lawyers representing the motorcycle club attempted to take the cases all the way to the Supreme Court in Canada in what ended up being a 16-year legal battle following the application and seized the properties. The forfeited Vancouver property ultimately listed for sale, while the Kilowana Clubhouse was sold, and the other property was demolished. The Public Safety Ministry says since 2016, more than $93 million in civil forfeitures recovered funds from was distributed from community grants. So what do you guys think of this situation where they're trying to take clubhouses? I want to know what your thoughts are. So there's another wild case that I want to talk about today. And it's the case involving this man. This man was a police officer police officer down in Texas. So Harris County Constable deputy pleads guilty to a murder and killing of rival motorcycle club member. So this is just a wild story. Former Harris County Constable deputy pleaded guilty Tuesday to murder in the 2023 killing of a rival motorcycle club member before going to a downtown Houston club. Aaron Grant, 39, is expected to serve 35 years in prison on 3 charges, one in which centers around the January 27 death of motorcyclist Jesse Metzger, 32, along Interstate 45 feeder road. Prosecutors identified Grant as a member of the Brothers East or Beast Motorcycle Club. The two men encountered each other by chance at the 200th block of North Freeway after Grant left a nearby Bombshell with friends, and Metzger had a meal elsewhere with his club president. While driving parallel to each other, Grant opened fire from his Honda CRV. So he wasn't even riding a motorcycle. So he shot through from the car, right? Struck Metzger on his motorcycle minutes after midnight. The father of 3 managed to drive to the Home Depot parking lot where he collapsed and died alongside his Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Grant, meanwhile, met with his friends at a gym, swapped vehicles, and went on onto Club CLE record show. He remarked to friends who witnessed the shooting that the motorcyclist belonged to the other club. And they said, "We always do that," according to court documents. Metzger's family contended that Grant targeted him because he was wearing a vest marked with the affiliation of Sun Devils, an offshoot of the Banditos Motorcycle Club. His mother, Heidi Feeder, said Wednesday she believed Grant took her son's life to elevate him within the club. That's the nature of the culture, she said. Following her victim impact statement in the case, he thought that by killing somebody from the Banditos or the Banditos Support Club, it would end up leveling him in Beast and get more recognition. Although the shooting coincided with a deadly gang war between the Banditos and Brothers East in Houston, where more than a dozen Banditos members are facing RICO charges, prosecutors believe Grant acted alone rather than being part of a larger orchestrated gang activity. The assistant attorney called the shooting of Metzger unnecessary. He was just somebody who was angry and couldn't control himself. And Jesse was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Grant previously worked in a precinct 4 as a constable deputy from 2018 to 2020. He left law enforcement and worked in construction. His attorney said around the time of his arrest, Grant said little during his sentencing, but smiled and waved at family members, one of whom the bailiff led him into a holdover room for inmates. Simplify, one of the relatives said. Grant served 8 years in the U.S. Marines and sought after law enforcement career while attending San Juanito College. He told Pasadena Citizen in 2014 that he hoped to work either in Harris County Sheriff's Office, where his father was a deputy, or in Houston Police Department. He went on to join the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, where he worked for about a year, according to Texas Commission on Law Enforcement Records. On the witness stand, Metzger's stepfather expressed surprise as Grant's passed. First, his military service and his employment leading up to the killing. He said Grant should no longer call himself a Marine. I think he disgraced the Marines to do that. You don't go and be in the Marines and serve your country and then come back and kill somebody and think you still got some type of honor. You don't. Doesn't work like that. You lost that privilege and right because Marines have honor and integrity. You were also a law enforcement officer. You chose to disgrace that. You have no value anymore because you chose the cowardly act by shooting Jesse Metzger in the back. That is a cowardly act. You don't do that. Other allegations ranging from domestic violence to other roadways violence surfaced in the years following Grant's arrest. In the Metzger's death, a judge ordered Grant to be denied bail following a hearing in January after his ex-wife accused him of beating and stalking her after posting a $200,000 bail in the murder case. She accused Grant of holding a knife to her stomach in 2024. The testimony prompted Grant to roll his eyes during a hearing. She made an outcry against him in December of 2019 while she was in the precinct 4. She redacted her statement. Investigators repeatedly attempted to gain whether she was coerced into taking back what she said. Charges were not accepted following internal investigation, according to court records. Grant left the constable's office about March of 2020. Cano on Wednesday addressed her tumultuous relationship with Grant during a victim impact statement of her own. He isolated me from friends and family and eventually the person I used to be. I lived in constant fear. By the way I breathed would set him off in rage. Grant also pleaded guilty to continuous violence against family, charging involving Cano, as well as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge stemming from another roadway shooting on March 2022. Ballistics in that 2022 shooting matched rounds used in the fatal shooting, according to the accused Grant of shooting at another driver who he did not know, according to court documents. Other charges were dismissed as part of a plea agreement. The agreement said Grant 2 years on each of those charges would all be carried out at the same time. Metzger's mother wished Grant had got a stiffer sentence. 35 years is not fair enough. It's not a fair trade for my son's life, she said. My sentence is the rest of my life. People say I should not forgive you. I can't, she said. Criminal defense attorney Joe Wells countered 35-year punishment is bound to bring a little satisfaction to either side. Crime victim families are never happy with it because they don't think it's enough. I mean, 35 years is quite a bit of time. The defendants always think that it's too much time, given that probably fair mediation of something. Man, I'd be like, damn, that's a lot of time. Wells maintained at the start that Grant's case and at the end of Metzger's using his dying moments to call a friend around 12:12 a.m. rather than immediately dial 911 presented a problem for prosecutors. Court records show Metzger called the friend to report being followed and then had been hit. The friend not immediately realizing Metzger had been shot and another individual went to where Metzger had been shot and waved down a passing deputy who beaconed for other law enforcement to the scene. Medic declared Metzger dead around 12:49 a.m., according to a search warrant affidavit. Harris County office took over the investigation. What they did is they came out to the scene. We'll never know, Wells said. So what do you guys think of this situation about an ex-cop that starts going wild and starts taking people out? That's insane. Let's see here. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world. There's a very sad situation that happened. A little boy lost his life. He was hit by a school bus, 6 years old. I believe it happened this morning or yesterday morning. Very sad situation. This is in Oklahoma City. A child is dead after being struck by a school bus in Oklahoma City on Wednesday. It happened near a school. Police said the 6-year-old was standing with 2 other children at the time. The 6-year-old then ran in front of the bus, according to investigators. The 6-year-old was taken to the hospital where the child died from his injuries. The police are investigating the incident, sending prayers out to his family. There's a wild story going on. If you guys don't know, there are 10 individuals that are wanted right now for the incident that happened at the 40 Bar and Grill. Before dawn, doors came down. 10 suspects arrested in massive multi-agency sweep in 3 counties. Before sunrise Tuesday morning, while Western Pennsylvania was still sleeping and blanketed of fresh snow, families were scrambled over school delays. Very different kind of scramble was unfolding across 3 counties in a massive, tightly coordinated multi-agency sweep. Law enforcement officials and local, state, and federal units executed series of raids that ended in 10 suspects taken into custody. They confirmed the arrest of Daniel Ulick, Robert Prevost, Zach Williams, Clark Young, Corey Palmer, Jerry Barnett, Benjamin Boland, Robert Connor, Christopher Gardner, Eric Henrick. Yet, despite the scale of the operation, the details remain almost entirely sealed. All 10 criminal complainants are locked up behind court orders, limiting what investigators can publicly share and casting an air of mystery over what appears to be one of the largest tactical roundups in recent memory. Bill Stacks confirmed that the sweep involved the Pennsylvania State Police and the State Police SRT detectives from the Washington County District Attorney's Office, sheriff deputies, FBI, ATF, and not 1, but 3 SWAT teams. The sheer breadth of the agencies involved suggests months of planning and highly sensitive, potentially dangerous investigation. According to limited charging information available, the suspects face ranges of serious allegations from riot, corrupt organization, robbery, assault, and other violent conduct. One complainant referred both gunfire and beating, hinting at the gravity of the incident under investigation. Among most detailed accusations in the case is Corey Palmer, charged with reckless endangerment. His complainant alleged he fired 5 rounds into the air and into the ground, pointed a firearm at multiple people, and participated in an assault where the victim was held down and beaten. I believe that is where the beating that happened in the bar at the 40 Bar. You guys remember when that happened and nobody was arrested for a long time? It's because the feds were building a case. They had it all on video. They still got it on video. And now the hammer is dropping. So prosecutors say that his actions may have placed an unknown, probable War Dogs MC member in danger of death or serious bodily injuries, suggesting the possible connection between motorcycle club related conflict. Through authorities have not confirmed any organization links among the suspects. Officials from every involved agency have declined to comment whether the arrest stem from a single case or ongoing criminal enterprise or a broader network of interconnected investigations. The silence has only deepened public curiosity, especially given the scope of the raid and the level of tactical force deployed. Residents across 3 county radius reported being awakened by flashbangs, heavily armored vehicles, and officers as teams executed simultaneous warrants with militia-like precision. For many operations, it was over almost as quickly as it began, leaving behind only questions. Why was there 10 individuals targeted? What threat triggered such a large-scale deployment? And And will more arrests follow? Yes, they will. I can guarantee you that. For now, all the answers remain, but it's all sealed documents. Officials, no comments. What is known is that authorities decided the situation was serious enough to mobilize state police, federal agents, and county detectives, multiple SWAT team units before dawn. A level of coordination rarely seen unless stakes are extremely high. As investigators continue their work, officials emphasize that this remains an active and developing case. More information is expected to emerge as the sealed complainants move through the court system, but until then, the community is left in stark image of Tuesday's morning. Doors breached, suspects taken away, cold darkness, and one of the region's most significant operations shrouded in secrecy. This is a developing story, and Bill Stacks will keep you updated for more details as they become available. I am the only one with this case. People don't know. Like, I know all about this case. I've been following it since day one. And the War Dogs are under a big RICO case. You guys will see. It's about to get real out there. Looks like Western Pennsylvania isn't War Dog country anymore, huh? I think the whole case the whole club might be done deal after all the stuff that happened at 40 Bar and Grill. It's pretty crazy. But I hope you guys like this show. I got a lot more stuff going on. I got to finish hooking up some cameras and doing some different things. I hope you guys like the new setup. Go check out the store. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Stacks. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. If you want to be a guest on this show and tell your story, just hit up my email at billstacks2021@gmail.com. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for joining me. We are growing very fast, and I am very appreciative for all of you guys. I hope you have a great holiday and a great rest of your week. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys, and remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.